Welcome back, Deep Divers. Ready for another deep dive? Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the deep dives we have coming up. Today, we're tackling Pac-Man.
Pac-Man?
Yeah, but not the Pac-Man you're probably thinking of.
Oh.
We're not talking dots and ghosts in a colorful maze. This is Pac-Man, but like dystopian.
Dystopian.
Yeah. Think wasteland, brutal survival. We've got some articles here from Entertainment Weekly about an episode of Amazon's show Secret Level.
I've heard of that. It's an anthology series, right?
Right, and they did an episode based on Pac-Man. Plus, we've got some early info on a new video game called Shadow Labyrinth.
Shadow Labyrinth. Wow, that's not what I was expecting to hear when you said Pac-Man.
Right, that's why we're diving into this. It's a total reimagining. I mean, how do you take a game like Pac-Man, so simple, so abstract, and turn it into something dark and gritty?
It's interesting, though. Like, we're seeing a lot of this these days. Classic stuff, games, movies, even toys, getting this darker makeover.
For a modern audience.
Yeah, exactly. More complexity, more realism, more edge.
So let's jump right into it. This Secret Level episode. Forget the cute maze. It's bleak. Dystopian.
Bleak, huh?
Almost like Mad Max meets Tron.
But with Pac-Man, obviously.
Obviously. And this maze, it's not fun anymore. It's a wasteland. It's like a prison.
Yeah, it's not a playground. It's, well, you said it. Brutal.
And then there's our main character. They call him the Swordsman. He's trapped in this maze and has to fight to survive against these creatures.
Well, not the ghost we're used to.
No, not even close. And the Swordsman, he's not just eating dots for points. It's about survival.
He has to consume to exist.
Exactly. Eat or be eaten. But he's not alone. There's this guide.
A guide.
Yeah. A floating golden orb. They call it Puck.
Puck. Sounds friendly enough.
You'd think, right? Like at first you think, oh, this is like the helper, the Navi from Zelda,
Leading the hero to safety.
Right. But things get a little messed up. Yeah. Turns out Puck isn't who we think.
So it's a twist.
Oh, yeah. A big one. And we find out that Puck is, well, let's just say they're not driven by altruism.
More like self-preservation.
More like using the swordsman, manipulating him.
So more of a mercenary guide?
Exactly. At the end of the episode, oh, man. It gets crazy. Don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it. But, yeah, Puck's true nature. Whoa.
It makes you question everything.
Everything. Trust, manipulation, how far you'd go to survive in a place like that.
Yeah.
It's not the Pac-Man we knew.
But it's definitely compelling.
It makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
About the game, about ourselves, about, well, everything.
Definitely a darker take.
Darker, yeah, but in a good way, in a thought-provoking way.
It's pretty clever how they took those classic Pac-Man things and made them work in this whole dystopian thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like the maze. It's not just a game board anymore. It's it's like the symbol of being trapped, of doing the same thing over and over.
And the ghosts.
Yeah, forget those cartoony ghosts, right? These are monsters. They're like the danger of this whole world.
Right. But what about the cherries? I mean, they were like power-ups in the original, right? What do they mean in this messed up world?
Well, they're not about points anymore in this secret level thing. They're like a little break from all the awfulness, like a moment of relief.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. It's not about winning anymore. It's about just surviving and grabbing onto those little bits of good stuff when you can.
So it's like those simple things from the game, like the maze, the ghosts, the cherries. They all have this deeper meaning now.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's that whole repetition thing, in Pac-Man, you die, you start over, you die, you start over.
Yeah.
And it's like that in Secret Level too. The swordsman, he's always fighting, always struggling, always trying to get enough to survive.
And never really getting.
Right. And it's like the show is saying something about how violence never really ends, about how we can get so focused on just surviving that we forget about everything else.
That we lose our humanity.
Yeah, maybe. It's pretty heavy stuff for a show based on Pac-Man.
But it's good. It makes you think.
And speaking of heavy stuff, there's this new game coming out, Shadow Labyrinth. It's a direct sequel to this Secret Level episode.
Oh, yeah. I saw a trailer for that. It looks amazing. Like it's a 2D, what do they call it? Metroidvania?
Yeah, Metroidvania. Lots of exploring, lots of fighting, lots of secrets to find.
And it looks like it really digs into the story from Secret Level. Like we see other swordsmen, other mazes. There's a whole a whole mythology there.
And you, the player, you're the next swordsman. You're stuck in that cycle of suffering too.
So it's like, can you escape? Can you break free?
Those are the questions, right?
Heavy stuff for a Pac-Man game.
But that's what makes it so interesting. It's not just about, running around and fighting. It's about something bigger.
It's about survival, about choices,
Mhm.
about the consequences of those choices.
Exactly.
It's like they said, hey, what if Pac-Man, but with some real depth?
And it works. It really works.
It's just you don't need a complicated story or a bunch of characters to say something meaningful.
Sometimes the simplest ideas, they can be the most powerful.
And that's what we're all about here on the Deep Dive,
Mm.
taking those simple ideas, those familiar things, and diving deep.
Finding the hidden stuff, the stuff that makes you think.
Exactly. So if you're digging this whole Pac-Man thing, hit that like button and subscribe. We've got more deep dives coming your way, all kinds of stuff. Board games, conspiracy theories, you name it.
Always something new to explore.
Always. But for now, we want to hear from you. What game would you like to see get this dark makeover?
Yeah, let us know in the comments.
We'll be reading them. And who knows, maybe your idea will be the next deep dive. Until then, keep those minds curious. And remember,
There's always more to discover.
see you next time, Deep Divers.